What's up, guys? LQ here with the LQ Review, reviewing another Netflix original property. I don't know that this is actually a movie. It looks like it's part of a movie or the first episode of a series. I don't know. But it's called The Last Kids on Earth. So it's an animated... it was like an hour and 10 minutes, so I'm going to refer to it as a movie, all right? It was an animated movie at an hour and 10 minutes. Like I said, it's called Book One, so I know that there's more coming. But The Last Kids on Earth animated about the zombie apocalypse, and at the same time that the zombies attack, there's also a series of monsters that attacks. There's a lot of good stuff to like in this animated content. There's some stuff that made me roll my eyes too. The main character was somebody who was easy to engage with. He was entertaining. He had an interesting background. He had an interesting take on the apocalypse. We've got somebody here who doesn't hate the fact that the apocalypse is going on. What he does hate is that he is not able to pine after the girl that he wants to pine after anymore. And he actually spends the apocalypse continuing to pine for her because he is hunting for her, driving down the road, calling her name out, looking for her, searching buildings, searching houses. He's looking for this girl who he went to high school with. Maybe it's junior high, I don't know. But he's searching for her. It's very much like, when I think about it, I think like this is a kid's take on the apocalypse, right? It's called The Last Kids on Earth, yes, but this is a kid's take on the apocalypse because here we have a kid who, his place that he wants to live in during the zombie apocalypse, he doesn't live in a house, he doesn't, he doesn't find a prison to live in, he doesn't find a gated community to live in, he doesn't find a factory and call it sanctuary, he goes to live in a treehouse. He lives in a treehouse. And in this treehouse, he has TVs and video games, and he's got, toys and stuff to do, and books and comic books and all sorts of stuff up in this treehouse where he never has to leave. I'm a loner, and this is where I can stay during the zombie apocalypse. I can stay up in this treehouse and ride it out. And he eventually reconnects with his friend, and brings his friend, who his friend's parents are missing. It's implied that they're dead, but this is a cartoon, so they want to make it relatively kid friendly. So they leave it open ended that this kid's parents might still be alive, but he brings his best friend back to the treehouse with him, and there they are raiding candy and going into town and getting junk food and bringing it all back to the treehouse where they are living it up during the zombie apocalypse. Now, what is interesting is that there's a monster that has got a taste for this kid, our lead. I forget what their names are, but there's a monster that has a taste for our lead who's constantly hunting for him. That is an interesting concept in this kid's movie, where one of the main monsters is after our lead kid and constantly like a bloodhound trying to find him. But eventually they actually hook up with the school bully. The school bully who actually picked on them. They're able to find him in the town, and they are able to kind of put their differences aside because why not? It's a zombie apocalypse. And they brought this bully back to the treehouse with them. And then there they actually kind of start perfecting the treehouse. And this, guys, again, this is a kid's take on the zombie apocalypse because one of the things that they do to keep them safe from the zombies is they dig a moat around the tree that the treehouse is in. A moat. They dig it around, and then they fill it with water, and there's a moat there. And then out of the treehouse, they actually have a diving board where they can dive and swim into the moat. A kid's take on the zombie apocalypse, guys. I'm telling you, this is not meant to be a hard, engaging, realistic look at the zombie apocalypse. No, this is meant to be a kid imagining what he's going to do during the zombie apocalypse, because that's what we get in this. So then the three of them decide to go on a rescue mission for the girl, and they find her. This is one of the eye-rolling moments, and it's eye-rolling not because of the content, but because I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew it. I knew Because their question was, is she going to be okay? Is she going to be dead? Are we going to find her? Is she going to be okay? How's she going to survive out here? I knew that she was still alive, and I knew that she was going to be a bigger, what's the word I'm looking for? She was going to be far more hardcore than they ever dreamed of being. She was going to be thriving in the zombie apocalypse. And it kind of made me roll my eyes because I could predict it. Not because it was a girl thriving. That's fine. That's fine. It made me roll my eyes because I predicted it. Because I was like, they're going to find her, and she's going to be doing better than they are. That being said, was she doing better than they were? She was trapped in the school, and she was living life alone. She was lonely, yada, yada, yada. She wasn't living. She was surviving. And when they find her, they're able to bring her back to the treehouse, and now she's living. But guys, she's like Rambo. She's Rambo. She's Rambo to the zombies. So I don't know. That was eye rolling. Again, not because of the content, but because of how predictable it was. But that's kind of, I don't know. We can get off that. Overall, I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. I'm curious to see what we're going to get next. There was a big climax where that bloodhound monster eventually finds them, and they actually have a big battle at the treehouse. And I'm not going to spoil it. Never mind, I'm not going to spoil it. But there is a big battle at the treehouse that is a lot of fun to watch. It's very entertaining, and it actually ends in a way that, yeah, it would come from the mind of a kid, but they actually did it, and that was interesting. But yeah, overall, I was really entertained by this. I thought the animation was very well done. I thought the story was engaging. I thought that the concept of taking the zombie apocalypse from the mind of a kid was something we haven't seen before. The whole zombie apocalypse through these lenses. You haven't seen this yet. And I've always said that the zombie genre is a genre that you can do almost anything with. We've had zombie horrors. We've had zombie action movies, zombie comedies, zombie musicals. We've had zombie Christmas movies, zombie honeymoons. We've had all sorts of zombie stuff. The zombie genre is something you can explore in a lot of different ways. And now we're exploring it in a kid's show. And I love it. I think it's great. So that's one of the strengths of the zombie genre, is that you can do that. And now they're doing it in this vein. So good on them. Have you seen The Last Kids on Earth? Have you heard about it? Are you interested in it? If you're not interested in it, I'm going to say, hey, maybe you should try it out because it was entertaining. It's not great. It's not the greatest television I've watched all year, but it was entertaining. I was entertained for an hour. Take that for what it's worth. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of The Last Kids on Earth. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I don't know. I'd love to hear. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, thank you for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Every single day